If you can't connect to a muscle and actually get it to contract, you're gonna have a hell of a time building that muscle up. So today I'm gonna show you one of my favorite ways to connect to my chest, which has always been my lagging body part, to actually get it to fire, feel it work on all my presses. And yes, Lakers, free agency is about to start. Let the championships begin.
What's up, family? It's Marv, OneRepAtATime.net. Gonna do, I guess, an exercise tutorial or just an idea of what you could do prior to any sort of chest movement, so any sort of pressing, so you could kind of feel your chest fire or contract, get that connection, because it doesn't matter how much weight you press, if you're not getting your chest or your pecs to actually contract, your arms and your shoulders are going to grow. So that was my problem for a very long time. So this is actually kind of like a shout out help to a new friend, Shane, who runs That Sober podcast. We just filmed this recording, so that's going to drop tomorrow. So if you're watching this video after the fact, I will backdate the link to that podcast. But he had a hard time getting his chest to contract. I had a hard time getting my chest to contract pretty much for my entire life. So this is a new way to get your chest to activate. We've done multiple videos or blog posts on various ways to do chest activation. This is one that's a little different that I haven't shown anybody before on YouTube or social media, so we're going to cover that. It blends our chest activation exercise with a cable press. And so before we talk about how to do this, let's talk about the chest. Its main job is to bring our upper arm across our body. Hence, when we're pressing, notice it's the same exact movement. Now, it also internally rotates our shoulder, and then part of the chest also raises the shoulder as well. But the main job is to bring our arm across the body, internally rotate. So I will include the link below for just a normal chest activation. That is, nice and stretched. Rotate the hands over. My elbows are pretty much fixed and locked, just short of block out. So they're not, none of this stuff right here. And I'm picturing touching my elbows together to get the chest to contract. So what we're gonna start with is a two-part movement is like our cable activation. We'll go to shorten this up, we will go high, middle, low. And you'll do this again before any sort of pressing exercise. Go lighter weight. Now you can go, I typically do 5 angles of mine, but we'll do high, middle, and low because something changes when you're changing the height, especially when you go low to high. So the first movement, again, is going to be this kind of cable crossover. Without the cable crossover, it's our 1 rep at a time chest activation style. And then we're going to go into a cable press. Now, why I like this is because the angle of pull is not directly behind me or below me due to gravity. It's at an angle where my arm is having to fight across my body. So you probably will feel it in your chest a hell of a lot more, specifically since we just did that isolation. So this is an isolation, it's a single joint, just my shoulders moving. This is compound, my elbow, my shoulders moving. So because the angle of pull is at an angle, you'll feel it in your chest more. And then I don't go to lockout. What I do is I stop short, which you will see. But when you're doing the pressing, you need the shoulder pack. That is one of the hardest things to learn when it comes to lifting, so practice that. But let's take you through what you could do. I like to do anywhere from 10 to 12 reps of each exercise back to back nonstop. So what it's gonna look like is, I always start high to low, middle, low to high. So we take a stagger stance. I wanna pull the weight stack up. My thumbs are facing the ground. I'm gonna rotate them in. Boom, squeeze my chest, picture my elbows together. Big stretch, rotate them down. Squeeze that chest, good. Big stretch, rotate them down, thumbs turn over, squeeze, good. And breathing is exhale. Inhale, big stretch, exhale. Notice my rep tempo. Pause, boom, squeeze, pause. Slow and controlled. Get a good stretch. We'll do one more. Big stretch, rotate them over, squeeze. Now, I'm gonna pack my shoulders back and down. I go into the pressing. And I stop short of elbow lockout. Inhale. Good, keep those shoulders down and back. I'm flexing my chest. One more. Good. So there will be round 1. You can do 1 to 2 sets for each angle. Now we're doing the middle angle. Same thing, palms are gonna rotate, shoulder pack, press straight ahead. I failed to mention I was kind of pressing down at an angle, so it's like mimicking a decline press when you're doing from the high to low. Now we're going the middle angle, so this is mimicking a flat bench. Staggered stance, weights off, lock those elbows. Good, so slow and controlled. Get a good stretch, pause, bring them over, rotate the thumbs over, picture elbows together. Do one more just to shorten it up. Big stretch, rotate over, elbows together, squeeze the chest. I'm gonna go straight to the presses. Now I'm gonna press exactly parallel to the ground like it's a flat bench, shoulder pack back and down. Boom, and now notice how my hands are going super wide. Bring my hands together, stop short of elbow lockout. Super wide. Your chest should definitely be on fire. Slow and controlled, pause. One more. Squeeze that chest as hard as you can, safely come back. Now we'll go low to high. Now, low to high, our palms are going to be facing the ceiling the whole time, so we're not going to be rotating the wrist. And this gets these fibers right here, so it gets this nice outer upper portion of the chest. So stagger stance, we'll come up. Now, I never like to go above nipple line. You'll see a lot of people do these low to high crossovers way up here. Well, from right about here on, that's all front delt, front shoulder. We want to stop short right about nipple line. So we'll come up, squeeze. Our palms are supinated, meaning our palms are facing the ceiling at all times. Get a big stretch, boom. Big stretch, boom. When we go to press, now we're mimicking an incline press. So you're going to be locking your shoulder blades back and down and pressing upwards. So here's what that looks like. Staggered stance. Now personally, I change whichever leg's forward, that way I don't get any imbalances. So you can change set to set. So no chest facing the ground, nice and tall. Lock those shoulder blades back and down, palms are facing the ceiling. Notice where I'm stopping. Big stretch, up. Breath in, pause, up. Squeeze that chest. It is on fire. Now, today, this is all I'm doing for my chest because I already lifted super heavy earlier in the week. This is my accessory day, or just touching it. So what I'll do, big stretch, elbows are fixed, up, squeeze. Don't touch your hands together, keep them apart so there's tension on the chest. I'll do 5 angles with a little bit heavier weight. If you're doing this prior to your main lift, don't go too heavy. This is to get blood in your muscle, in your chest, and get a connection to it. Last one. Now I'm gonna go straight to the incline. So rotate your hands over, shoulder blades back and down, press upwards. Oh, man. Keep those shoulders packed. Now if you notice, I'm bringing my hands together, not locking out my elbows. Hands wide, hands together. Hands wide, hands together. Now you can see, I open my palms. I just get a better contraction that way. Whatever you want to do. Last one. So, this could be before you lift, or at the tail end of your lift, or go heavier if this is your second day or even third day of hitting chest throughout the week. This is a great way to get a lot of metabolic waste, which is a mechanism of muscle growth. I will include that link down below. Whew, winded. So, if you have a hard time getting your chest to fire, try this method out. Let me know. If you like this video, give us that thumbs up. It shows you something new you've never seen before, or a mental cue or tip or trick. Absolutely would love to hear about it. If you like what I had to say, share this video with your friends and family, introduce us to them, and then there's going to be more information on what we offer right after this.